Ozzy Osbourne has had his share of wild interviews, but there's one moment fans still talk about more than 20 years later. A moment that wasn't planned, wasn't scripted, and became legendary for one simple reason. It was peak, unfiltered, 100% Ozzy Osbourne. It all started with a question, and Ozzy's brutally honest response. "What the fuss are you talking about?" The interview took place in the early 2000s, during a period when Ozzy was suddenly everywhere. Talk shows, documentaries, MTV, you name it. And people loved him not just for his music, but for his personality, raw, confused, unpredictable, and unintentionally hilarious. So when he sat down for this particular interview, nobody expected anything unusual. But what happened next would become one of the internet's favorite Ozzy clips. The interviewer decided to ask Ozzy a very, let's call it academic question. A long, drawn-out, complicated monologue about his influence on modern rock culture, social impact, symbolism, and generational music theory. In other words, the kind of question only a university professor could love. Ozzy sat there listening, nodding politely. But you could tell from the look on his face that the question was becoming harder and harder to follow. Now Ozzy is honest. Too honest sometimes. He'll never pretend he understands something when he doesn't. So there he is, blinking slowly, leaning forward, eyebrows getting lower and lower like he's trying to decode a secret message. And finally, after almost a full minute of listening, Ozzy can't take it anymore. He interrupts the interviewer, raises his head, and with the most sincere confusion ever captured on camera, says the now iconic words, "I'm sorry. What the are you talking about?" Not angry, not sarcastic, just genuinely beautifully confused. The internet loved it instantly, because that moment captured everything people adore about Ozzy. He's real, he's honest, and he has absolutely no filter. Fans said it was the most relatable thing Ozzy ever said. Because let's be real, we've all sat through a question that made zero sense and wanted to say the exact same thing. Clips of the interview were turned into memes, reaction videos, edits, and compilations. Even people who weren't Ozzy fans shared it because it was just funny. This wasn't the only time Ozzy unintentionally made millions laugh. From mishearing questions, to losing track of conversations, to making up his own answers. He became a legend not just in metal, but in comedy without even trying. And that's why this moment continues to live online. It's pure, it's honest, and it's Ozzy at his absolute best. The Prince of Darkness, and the King of Confused Interviews.